What's going on, guys? It's Elias. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, it may not look like I have a little bit of snow left, but in 1 month, just 1 month, we are going to be taking out my Honda Civic Type R on the track for the first time in 2019. Now, unlike you guys out in the West Coast or in Texas or in warmer climates, unfortunately we have a pretty rough winter here in Pennsylvania and it gets pretty nasty. So I have put away my Type R for the winter. However, it's starting to look beautiful out. It's pretty warm now. It's like 45, 50 degrees. I'm loving it. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going to be happening with the Civic Type R. Now, before we get into what's going to be coming up here in 2019, let's recap what happened last year. I did a number of track days with the Civic Type R. I've helped a couple of friends out with some modifications on their own Civic Type Rs with the intercooler, a downpipe, and other things. And I've had a ton of fun. I went to a lot of car shows, I went to a lot of meetups, and it was generally an awesome year. 2018 will be one to remember, of course. So as you saw in those old clips, we had a ton of fun last year, and this year is not going to be an exception. We are actually going to be doing time attack races with the Civic Type R, as well as other track days, and I may even do some hill climbs, and that will require some safety cages and roll bars and things like that. So I'm thinking about doing that still. I'm not exactly sure what to do, but there's certainly a huge amount of parts I'm going to be throwing on the car, some custom tuning and other things. So without further ado, let's get into what I'm doing right now and what's to come. So as you can see, initially the battery tender is already on the car. It's been charging the battery. We're almost there. I took the red cover off the Type R. I am doing a little checkup. Look out for a separate video on a little checkup of what's happening with the Type R. There's a well-known problem with these spark plug tubes down here. They can become corroded. I'll put a link to the video in the description once I release it. But I am working on that right now, making sure everything is going to be okay. We'll be changing the oil, of course. Anytime you store your car, I recommend you change the oil right after, just to make sure you have the freshest oil possible. So the battery is getting charged up. We're going to change the oil. We're going to change the brake fluid. It's going to be full brake flush, brand new brake fluid, and I'm going to be testing out some new brake pads. So initially, pretty much the same as last year, testing on some brake pads, changing the brake fluid, the oil change, all that good stuff. What else are we going to be doing? Well, the interesting stuff I'm going to be doing, of course, is I have to install a turbo blanket on this turbo. So I don't know which one I'm going with yet. I'm thinking USR, or I don't know, I forget the brand name actually, but USR, United Speed Racing, has a turbo blanket on their website. I may go with that one. I may go with a cheap one from China, just to test it out. I don't know. And but I am gonna have to turbo blanket this because the heat is ridiculous in this engine bay. It's one of the main problems I had last year. We gotta fix that this year. So another item I'm looking to do is, of course, going to be a downpipe. I have ordered a downpipe. I won't ruin the surprise as to what downpipe I got, but it's a very popular downpipe. I think they do a really good job. And of course, I'll do a video of me installing it and why I picked the pipe and why you should as well. Now, the main reason for me doing the downpipe is, of course, to just let that exhaust gas escape as fast as possible out the back. I don't want this engine bay to soak up all the heat that it does. It gets really, really hot. And when you think about it, 310 horsepower out of this car, untuned, or if you do tune it like I am, close to 350 horsepower out of this little engine is going to generate a ton of heat. Another thing I'm considering doing is actually heat wrapping this intake runner. So heat wrapping this intake runner is going to help against the heat soak, because the turbo being so close to the intake runner is definitely not conducive to high power driving. So especially on really, really hot days when you're trying to get the best lap times, I'm going to be looking at somehow shielding this from the heat. I gave it some thought. I was thinking of maybe downsizing this battery to a smaller battery just to reduce the weight in the engine bay. I'm probably going to do it. I'm not too sure yet. I already have a battery that I use for the Prelude that's very small. It's an Optima battery. I may just drop it in here and see how it goes. It may not be strong enough to run all the electronics, but we'll take a look. And then, of course, there will be a couple of suspension modifications. There's one that's really, really awesome. It's free. You'll see me kind of do that very soon. I will be releasing a video on how to get more negative camber from your suspension for free. And it involves these nuts, and it involves this right here as well. I'll put the video up and I'll put it in the description when that's ready. Other than that, I do want to go down here and show you guys the front, because I don't think this intercooler is going to be enough to keep the intake air temperature as low as possible. I think the intercooler needs to be upgraded. I do have one on order. It's on its way. Can't wait to get it. It's another awesome piece by an awesome company. I won't ruin the surprise, but it's going to be a great install. And then the other thing is the radiator. The radiator needs not only more airflow. I think this grill right here is too restrictive. But so I think I'm going to change the radiator, and I'm also going to change the grill. So radiator and grill change are a must. And look out for those videos when they come out. I cannot wait to get this car on the track. A couple of other things that I'm thinking about doing is maybe doing a rear engine mount to kind of reduce the movement of the engine and drivetrain. That I hear helps a lot with wheel hop and things like that. And if I'm doing any hill climbs with this car, of course you're going to need a better way to launch the car. And I'm thinking about a front pipe and a custom exhaust as well. A full custom exhaust from basically the front pipe back. And if you know anything about the front pipe, it's a really nicely well-made piece. So I'll do that, a custom exhaust with three little tips of the exhaust. I think that'll look pretty awesome. All right. I think that covers almost everything I'm going to be doing. There are going to be a few more things that I'll be doing, but I'll hold off on sharing them with you for now. I hope you enjoyed this little video. We are just getting started. It's getting warm out. I'm getting amped up for the spring and the summer and the track days and the races I'm going to be doing this year. So tag along. I hope you enjoy the ride. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Very interesting. My goodness.